What did you see when you revisited those songs after 10 years of Interpol?
Well, I mean, they were always there. There were songs that I always played, and in fact, that was kind of what bothered me, was that these are songs that I'll be singing in my head, and every time I picked up a guitar, I'd play one of those songs, and I was like, why doesn't anybody else know these songs? You know, this was your dream, was to like make music, you know, as a solo artist, and so do it.
So you kept playing them when you were by yourself? I mean, somewhere else. I mean,
if I had a guitar,
okay.
You heard me playing one of those songs,
okay.
yeah, for that 10-year period. So ultimately, I kind of wanted to come back to it, and I also did like the idea of kind of, you know, just because I'd gone on and been in this band and became known by my real name and as an artist in this band, I liked that idea of just like, you know, art can be whatever I want, so I can pretend that I'm in a dimension where I'm unknown. And I'm going to try and forcefully make it a situation where I'm a debut artist all over again. And I'm doing this like I'd never gone out and done these records and as somebody new, or like under a new name. And then I didn't do a lot of press for it. I wouldn't let them promote it as being by Paul Banks from Interpol. It was this whole thing where I wanted to literally be able to make a record and put it out there and let it be discovered by people. And I mean, on some levels that worked. I actually got one of the tracks got licensed to a film. And the director who told me, you know, I was a fan of Interpol, and my music supervisor said, have you heard this Julian Plenti record? And we had no idea it was you. And it's sort of like, that was the idea, was that you could literally discover this as something from a new artist. So that's the story of why Julian Plenti on the first one, and as far as why not on this one, is because with the exception of Summertime Is Coming, there's no music on this record that dates back from that period. You know, so the first record had to be that because those are Julian Plenti songs. These songs are just my most recent material, and I just felt it would be a little forced for me to continue with the alter ego for this record. I might go back to it at some point, but this record, it felt good and just very simple. Like, because then I thought about band names that I could use, and then I settled on the idea of just using my name and just like having it be a non-story, you know, what the artist name is, and let just the music speak for itself. So that was sort of why I decided.
Was it hard to use your own name now? Because you were saying, well, you didn't want to do it when you were in Interpol, but they forced you, and now...
Yeah. No, nobody forced me to do it. We just kind of collectively...
Okay, yeah.
Nah, it's not hard. I mean, I also... There was no secrecy around Julian Plenti. It was just a small venture on purpose, but... Well, I mean, I would have liked it to get huge, but, you know, at the same time, I didn't do the things that you would do to promote a record to make it grow.
But sometimes it can be huge because of the internet. But
I know, and that didn't happen. But even before the internet. Yeah.
Well, let's go into this album. There are two songs that, they are instrumental. And this, well, let's pick the song Another Chance. There are, this dialogue from the film. The film Blackout, can you describe why did you like this film or didn't like? I don't know why I used it.
It's a close friend of mine's movie.
Okay.
And he has like a very dark sense of humor, and he's sort of, in a lot of his work since I've known him, he's explored the kind of strange dance that goes on between men and women in relationships, and the kind of weird manipulations that happen, and the lies that we tell each other, and the lies that we tell ourselves. And so in this movie, it's just a comedy. It's a short comedic short film where this guy gets busted cheating on his girlfriend, and he chases her down the street in his underwear, and he delivers this speech to her, and it just like tickled me so much that instead of begging for forgiveness, he manages to very quickly sort of take the responsibility off of himself by blaming it on alcohol. And then he takes it one step further from that and sort of puts the guilt on her for even for not understanding that it's not his fault. So he blames her for being insensitive to the fact that he's got no control over the things that he does when he's drunk.
Yeah.
And because he's got this neurological disorder, and it's wrong of you to hold that against me, is what he says to her. And it's just like this incredible leap of fake logic using kind of like modern day semi-psych babble about addiction and stuff, where it's almost true what he's saying, it almost kind of makes sense, but only if you don't notice the leap of where he detached responsibility from himself and actually put it on the booze. if you don't notice that step, you might actually believe him and get convinced by it. And I just really like the actor's performance. You know, I know the director who wrote it, and I know the actor, and I just thought that it was really funny dialogue and really well executed. And it was a song that was an instrumental, but I wanted sampled vocals on it. And so I had originally been looking at Biz Markie samples from Nobody Beats the Biz, but that turned out was going to be really expensive. And right around the time that I was looking for something to put in that song was when my friend sent me the link to his movie, and then I just watched it, and I literally laughed out loud 10 consecutive times, like almost experimenting, when is this gonna stop being so funny that I actually laugh out loud, right when he says, "Don't you get that?" I would just lose it because of it's just so hilarious that he would take that tone after he's been busted, you know, cheating.
What did your friend think of the song?
He likes it. Yeah, he was even saying that he was thinking that they might do a music video so that it gets like really meta, you know, like the actor, you know, put the song with the original film in another movie, you know, so that he's a funny guy, he's an oddball.